Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I am your host, Ichigo.
And I'm your other host, Mikan.
Join us this week as we discuss our top anime couples. Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are so happy that you have joined us. This week, we are going to be discussing our top anime couples. So, all the lovebirds from all across anime. These are our personal favorites. And once again, we are celebrating love, anime love this month. So,
Sorry to all
yeah,
you
this is
single
part
people.
2 of this series. Yeah, sorry to the single people. But it's anime, so it's okay. They're not real.
It don't make me feel better.
I'm trying to help.
When I was writing these couples up, I was like, man, oh man, my heart hurts even more now.
On the opposite end, I was writing up the couples and I was just like, oh, I could see like a blend of some of these couples in my own relationship. Sorry.
Must be nice. Can't relate. Gosh.
Well, I will let you start off on some of your top anime couples. Who is on your list?
So the first ones that came to mind for me were sort of parents.
Okay.
And this couple, for some reason, I don't know why, like they can come up whenever I think of anime couples. They're not even the main part of the story, or it's not even a love romance type anime. But I have to give it to Izumi Curtis and Sig Curtis from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
I love them. I think they're so cute together, and their backstory is kind of tragic, and they just kind of raised Ed and Al, and I just love it. I just love them. They're just made for each other.
That's a perfect couple. They do have their own little, like, I guess, where they do kind of essentially become somewhat of main characters in Full Metal Alchemist, like the original animation. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
they
mean
weren't
they
really
have like their own
focused on in
part.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, because it's not really a romance, or neither is their like relationship like lovey-dovey
No.
per se. They're just, I feel like, two real people who love each other and shared a really tragic moment. And then they kind of adopted two other kids, and I think it's so cute.
Right?
But yeah,
That's a
they were
good
my
one.
first pick. They were my first, like, they were the first two that came to my mind.
Okay.
Because I'm not a romance girly, and it's kind of hard for me to remember actually a lot of romance couples. So yeah, they were the first that kind of came. How about
Well,
you? This
they
is your forte.
were not even on my. Yeah, this is my forte. This month is my forte.
It sure is.
My top, I technically had two separate couples. Okay, so my top for both in the number one section was obviously Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon,
Yes, I
aka
knew that.
Tsukino Sagi and Mamoru Chiba.
I knew it.
Obviously, they had to be in my top. Okay, they are the whole reason that I was just like, okay, love is amazing. Love is perfect. Love is awesome. All right, we're gonna overlook the age gap, but we
Yes. If
we
you look
just
too
gonna
deep into
overlook
Sailor
the
Moon,
age
there's a
gap.
few questionable things.
Right. Just a few questionable age gaps. We
We're gonna ignore that.
They don't exist.
Yes.
They don't exist. And then the other couple for my number one spot was surprisingly Vegeta and Bulma from Dragon Ball Z.
I was not
Yes.
expecting that.
Yes. They are such a cute, adorable, polar opposite couple.
Interesting. I
Yeah,
like
like
this.
Vegeta is not at all a lovey dovey type, And
Mhm.
technically, like, neither is Bulma. I think Bulma in Dragon Ball, she kinda was, but once she and Vegeta got together,
Yeah.
like, their power dynamic works for them. She's very much like the go and get it, and he's very like the quiet, but, Imma fight for my family type. And so I just love their power dynamic. I love that their relationship shows and is really the pure definition of two polar opposites can still be attracted to each other and they can have a very successful relationship. And what I'm noticing is I'm not sure if you're watching Dragon Ball Daima, but in Dragon Ball Daima, they turn into kids. And there are several instances where one of the other characters is kind of flirting with Bulma and Vegeta gets jealous. And so it's kind of cute to see that other side of their relationship. Or like even in Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta's like Goku's like, "Hey, let's go train together so we can get ready for this tournament." And Vegeta's like, my wife is pregnant. I'm gonna stay here." And Goku's really trying to get him to come out. And so I just love like that power dynamic because you see other anime couples where it's like polar opposites and they don't probably shouldn't even be together, but Vegeta and Bulma make it work. They make it work. What added them to the top of my list is there's a scene in Dragon Ball Daima where Bulma is talking about how beautiful she looks and how like now that she's technically a kid again and how like her skin is so soft and she's like, "I'm not aging," and blah blah blah. And she was like, "Oh, I could stay a kid forever." And Vegeta kind of turns and, he's like, no, 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 no. If I'm going back to being an adult, you are too. We in this together." And I was like, "Ooh."
That's
And there's
actually
a couple
one
other
interesting.
instances where he saves her too. Yeah, it's just they're just so cute.
Yeah, you wanna
It
go full
works
on with
for
the
them.
romance couples, like shoujo style. I'm
I
liking
mean,
that you picked
yes,
something that's more like shonen. I like it.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have several others that, are 100% shoujo couples, like they're
Mhm.
from shoujo anime. But I also really love Vegeta and Bulma's relationship. It's really cute. And probably because it kind of reminds me of my own a little bit more. Not
Mhm.
saying like I'm Bulma and he's Vegeta, but
Yeah.
they're polar opposites and how they work together through them being opposites. Um, is what I can really relate to.
Yeah. I feel like that it actually works a lot better than when people are very similar. I
Mhm.
think more so it's either you're very similar or like you're total opposites. The in between sometimes is difficult. Because when you're very polar opposites, the other party can sort of make up for what you lack, and it just a lot of times
Mhm.
works. It's kind of like that thing where it's like there's certain things that you might want, but in actuality, there are other things that actually better for you or healthier for you.
Right. Well, and what I'm noticing a lot more so now in anime relationships is either the guy or the girl does whatever they can to stay with that person that they love so much or that they like so much that they're willing to kind of change themselves
Hmm.
in order to make it work. And in some cases, like if let's say if that person was like quote unquote bad or not the
Yeah.
best type of person, then they're doing what they can to become a better character, like a good character. That
Yeah.
kind of power dynamic I can understand. But sometimes in anime romance, they kind of make it seem like the female character is so in love with the guy character that she's like,
She transforms
you
herself,
know,
kind of.
she transforms herself. And there are some things that's like, okay, you don't necessarily need to change that part of you. He should love you
Yeah.
for all aspects of you.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Vegeta and Bulma work because they love each other despite,
Their
and they don't have to
differences or their
change for
flaws.
each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. I
right.
think it's like there's a difference between somebody like completely changing who they are to match another person versus like
Mhm.
somebody pulling somebody else out of their shell or some two people growing together and changing together. Um, I feel like it's a very different. It can be a fine line, but it's quite different.
Right. Right.
Because you want the person to love you for who you actually are, not a version of you that either
Right.
they think of you in their head or a version of you that they just simply want. So yeah, I
Right.
agree. That's real love, okay? It's hard to
Yeah,
find
that's
that
why I
here,
think
folks.
like yeah, quite honestly, Vegeta and Bulma's relationship are to me sometimes relationship goals
Mhm.
because I need to know that you gonna fight for me no matter what. Like they could be
Got my
beefing with
back.
each other in each other's relationship, but he could still come out fighting for her. And I'm just like, oh. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are my number one. They're both in the same slot.
Interesting. I actually have
Mhm.
another couple. I think this might be the only one that's not romance. The two, another pair of parents. Funny enough, they're also not like main characters, and they're very like old style, old school, loving, sweet type of parents. And this is
Mhm.
Poco and Shigeru Fujikawa from Fujiwara. I think, yeah, I think it's Fujiwara from Natsume Yujincho. His little
Hmm.
two elderly couple that took him in. They're so cute. Like they don't come out that often, but she's always like calling him, and then they're like, oh, they're very like the classic Japanese elderly couple. A lot of times people who don't like, especially couple that doesn't have children themselves, um,
Mm.
they're like the epitome of that the sweethearts that maybe loved each other and fell in love with each other and have been together for a long time, but maybe for whatever reason either didn't have a child or never were able to have a child. And um, it's just so cute, and the way they treat him, like their child. I'm like, oh, so adorable. I just love them. Very cute, very cute. My other ones, I think,
Mm.
are mostly from shoujo. After that,
Okay. I think the rest of mine are pretty much from shoujo because I feel like the shonen characters, I either didn't like the female characters
yeah,
or I don't know. It's like it's hard to explain.
yeah. Actually, well, I guess this is technically categorized as, yeah, I think it is categorized. I don't know if I should start with the more happier ones and then end with the sad one.
Oh Lord. Start with the happy ones, okay? Start
Okay.
with actually no,
Okay.
take that back. We're gonna end on a happy note. Start with the
Okay.
sad ones.
Okay. Well, then I'm going straight into Planet.
I knew it. That one was on my list too. I knew it.
Oh
I
my
knew it.
god. I'm telling you, Toya and Nagisa are so like, because they are like what you were saying, they're kind of like opposites. He's like the
Mm-hmm.
cynical, and kind of bounces out. Nagisa's like super gentle, cute, optimistic um outlook. And I really feel like that type of pairing is so precious because on one hand, it like the for instance Nagisa draws out Tomoya from like his cynical, like kind of almost depressing approach of life and reminds him of like cute little small things in life. And he's like, wow, that's actually, very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And he balances her in a way of like, hey, don't go off poofy dreamy, like come back to
Yeah,
earth.
he's very much like come back down to earth. Like life is not all sunshine and rainbows.
hmm And I think he also gave like one thing that I really liked is that he gave her confidence because she was always like,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I don't, and then but he was like, do it, girl, you got this,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So he like supported her and gave her strength, and so it's so cute. They're one of my like favorite opposite type couples, and of course, the sad story. Just those people who made that really, they really got some problems because my goodness, I can't.
Not only that, but the Clannad after story too.
Oh,
Like, dang.
oh my
Wait a
gosh,
minute. My heart
cruel.
cannot take anymore. This is disrespectful.
I need to watch that again. It's so good
Ugh.
though. It's painful,
I
but
kind of
it's
want to
good.
watch it again too now.
We should review that actually.
I don't want to just because of the
Cry
heartbreak.
again. Like, I don't want to cry again. Maybe one day we'll
I'll
review
watch it and keep the tears to myself.
it. Oh, but yeah,
Oh
they
my
they share
god.
such a deep love, and the challenges they face it's honestly really beautiful.
I like that one. Yeah, they were on my list too. Um, but not the tragic part. Just I mean, obviously that's part of their
I mean,
story,
that's part of their
but
story.
I'm not trying to look at that part. Mm. But I will say my next one will have to be Toru Honda and Kyo Soma
Oh,
from Fruits
okay.
Basket.
That's actually on my list too.
Because once again, opposites attract.
Yeah.
But this is one of those like opposites attract and they kind of help each other become better versions of themselves.
Hmm.
Like Kyo, who was basically closed off to the world and closed off to everything just because of what happened to him. And Toru, after experiencing such tragic loss with her mother and, well, with her father and her mother, um, that now she has no place to go. And so she gets accepted to stay with the Soma family and her just working so hard to get to know the family, keep their secrets, as well as, basically start into this blossoming relationship with Kyosoma that she kind of ends up changing him so that he's not so closed off, but he ends up changing her so that she's more confident. She's able to kind of speak up a little bit more. She's able to see the world differently. And it is, it's just such a beautiful
It's
story.
so
And it's not just them, there's actually other love relationships that goes on within that show,
yeah.
but
And
theirs in
I
particular. Whew.
yes. And I just love that they both help each other to learn and accept like not only themselves but learn to love and then also accept themselves. But one thing I really love is that they're both able to like overcome generational trauma. And I was like, yes, do it. I love it. I love to see that,
Mhm.
And I feel like that's not
100%.
really often something you see in anime, which I would
No,
love to
it's
see more
really
of that.
rare. I would too. We're overcoming generational trauma. Yes, I'm here for it.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I love that one.
they were my next couple.
That was on my list too, actually. They're a big one. I feel like I do think they're actually a really well beloved couple, so
Mhm.
probably one of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
I actually have one that I think we talked about our favorite romance animes, and Sukidenayo, Say I Love You.
Yeah.
I actually really like their couple. I think it was Yamato, yeah, Yamato and Mei, because
Mhm.
once again, it's that opposite attract trope. And the thing is, in this case, I really like it because the guy is like, he's the sweet, loving, positive. He's basically the sunshine. And she's more like the, no, I hate this. Like, life
Yeah.
sucks kind of vibe. And I just
Right.
love that he is the one to draw her out kind of her shell and her own sort of dark view of the world. And it's very cute and sincere. And she
Right.
just doesn't trust and, has to like protect herself. And he kind of opens that door for her. And I love to see it. I love to see it because I'm more used to the other way around. Um, Not always, but typically the other way around where if the male character is the one that's a sunshine, a lot of times it's more like he's sarcastic or he has baggage or something like that.
Or he's
Where in this
hiding
case,
something.
yeah, like he just has personal issues and then she has to help him overcome that. Where obviously they had some obstacles here, but I like the fact that it was kind of the opposite way and it was just very cute.
Yeah. I'll go with you on that
Romance.
one. Okay. I give you that one.
Mhm.
My next one, I wasn't too sure if I still wanted to add them to this list or not because I kind of stopped watching this anime
Oh, okay.
after a while because it got kind of old. I should go
Oh.
back, but that is um Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art Online.
Oh.
Mhm. Their relationship is just too
Oh.
stinking cute, okay? Like, they got stuck in a game, they found each other, and they were willing to sacrifice each other's lives in order to, basically win the game so that they can
Mhm.
get out of the game. But their romance just got, don't get me wrong, I love them as a couple,
Yeah.
but the
I feel like
show itself kinda got
yes.
old and played out, and so their
It's
romance in turn kinda got old and
yeah.
played out.
I would say in the beginning, it was fabulous. Like, it was cute.
Right, right.
And then they just kinda kept going, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, and then it was like, "Okay, when is
You're like,
this
"What are we doing
going
here?"
to end? Like, are y'all getting married or no?" It's kinda how I felt towards the end. I think that's probably one of the reasons I stopped watching it because I was just like, I feel like every single time they come out with a new Sword Art Online version, there's
Mhm.
another lead female character that Kirito gets close to, and Asuna is kind of put on the back burner, but they're
Yeah.
not in a relationship, and I was just
It
like,
got
okay,
weird. And
I'm
then
done
didn't
with
he turn
this.
into a girl at one point?
Yeah, in one of the seasons, I think he was a female, or
Oh my god.
I don't know, but yeah.
The
Um,
writers just went crazy with that one. They said, "Look, we're gonna do whatever we want."
but in the beginning, they were
They
strong,
were they were
so
cute. They were.
they are on my list. Just I wouldn't I wouldn't put them like in the top
Mhm.
5, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But they are on my list.
That's actually really cute. I feel like, ah, that one I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised that you're coming up with like, romance ones.
Oh yeah, Sword Art is not romance. Yeah. Hmm.
I guess technically it's a subgenre, is it? I mean, whatever, but it's not like the typical, like, shoujo romance.
I mean, there's a lot of shoujo romance that I like, but I want to say I found a lot of my like main couples that I personally could relate to, which I think that's how I base my top anime couples, is
Oh,
couples that I felt like I could relate to
I
within my
see.
own relationship a little bit,
Okay.
or like ones that I just admired for such a long time.
Mhm.
That's kinda how I based my relationship. Now, with Kirito and Asuna, it was very much like the beginning seasons of Sword Art Online is
Mhm.
kinda how I looked at their relationship. It was more of like, "Oh, they're so cute," like, they're able to, overcome communication barriers, they're able to, like, fully trust one another because of the situation that they were put in, and so that to me was kind of like um, admiration for their relationship because it seemed like they had a pretty decent communication style
Mhm.
for them being as young as they were.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, I like that. Actually, that was not expected. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I like that, though.
Don't get me wrong, I do have a lot of shoujo couples that
Yeah.
are on my list. But if I'm thinking in terms of like, well, who did I relate to? Who sticks out in my head the most? That's basically who I'm saying today.
Mhm. So, this one, personally, I love this anime, so I'm gonna have to give it to it. I wouldn't say I like the couple per se because of the couple itself. I like the story, but of course, Put on High School Host Club.
Mhm.
Um, I actually liked the love triangle that happened here.
Oh,
It
between the
wasn't like
twins and Tamaki?
yeah.
Mm.
So I actually, in the end, of course, Haruhi and Tamaki, very cute, two of them, very cute. I do like that. Oh, this is why I need the anime to be remade because the manga goes more into depth of like the relationship building and the sort of love triangle, if you will,
Mhm.
and the twins' relationship and the hardship of that. Like, and I just need it animated. Oh my gosh. But I absolutely love them, and this story will always be in my heart. So I have to put it up there because
Mhm.
they are like when I think of romance couple, like for some reason my brain will always go to them first because as far as romance goes, this anime will always have my heart. So yes, I have to put them up there. I've got to.
Okay. I would agree with you. They are definitely on my couples list. I love their power dynamic. Once again, the opposites attract trope, but in this case, it's like opposite attracts not only personality but like social standing as well.
Yeah.
So I I just love Oran High School Host Club. Okay, I'm
So
with you
good.
on there. They need to finish it,
Absolutely.
but
Just
at this
y'all,
point, I feel
someone
like if they're
please.
gonna do it, they just need to start from the beginning and
Yeah. I
reanimate the
think
whole
also
thing.
because like the ending was not it didn't follow the manga, so they're gonna have to just revamp it. Keep the
Mm,
style. I think the style they did was perfect. And just follow the manga like truly. It will be so successful. Like, why does nobody do it? Like, please. But I have to say, I also like the fact that it takes them forever to realize that they actually like each other, or
mhm.
like even like how like they have no self awareness. I think that's what's the cutest part too. Is like, why am I feeling this? No, I can't
Mm.
be possibly like that person. Like, I think that's also very cute. It's like a slow burn, which usually I don't like, but I actually very much enjoy it in this manga particularly.
Yeah, I go with that. I would agree with that. I just want to see more. I'd be down for a full revamp, to be honest.
Yeah,
So,
I'm fine with whatever, please. So I just make it
as long as they make it.
and do it properly.
So probably my last one in my top before I go into some honorable mentions,
Okay.
um, is, and I was really struggling. The couple from Golden Time, Tada Bandi and Koko Kaga.
Very interesting.
They're very interesting names.
Very
But
interesting names.
their relationship was really cute. Okay, I really enjoyed this show, and it was I don't know how to even explain it, but their relationship was just awesome. Okay, it was just if y'all haven't seen it, please go watch it. Okay, that's the only thing I can say. It's just
Hmm.
please go watch it. It's like a beautiful love story. You just gotta watch it. But the other couple that I was thinking of is Horimiya,
Ah.
the two from Horimiya, which is Miyano and Hori. Yeah.
Okay.
Their relationship was cute. But I think I'm gonna have to give it to Golden Time because I feel like I thoroughly enjoyed that
Hmm.
to the point I kind of want to watch it again.
I need to watch Golden Time. I've never seen it before.
You
I
would
actually never
enjoy
heard
it
of it.
probably. It's really good. I think you would enjoy it. Maybe. I don't know. It's not like a typical shojo trope. Like there are some pretty heavy themes
Mhm.
and not like super duper heavy like Nana heavy, but like
Yeah.
just a few thrown here and there.
Hmm.
But it's good. I love love.
You sure do.
Ah. So, do you have any more? Do you have any like honorable mentions?
I do have some honorable mentions that
Mm-hmm.
I like couples that I just liked and that did pop in my head. Funny enough, there's a lot of full metal couples that I like for some reason. I like
Mm,
Miz Hughes. I just love him and his wife. I think they're so cute with his
I
little
will agree with that
family.
one.
Very sad. I also like the duo of Mustang and Bizet. I think they're just
Hawkeye.
badass. Yeah.
They were on my honorable mentions too.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Especially when he loses like his sight and
Mm-hmm.
she's directing him like shoot there, and they just work together. I'm like, yes, get it.
Well, not only that, I think in the original anime there was a scene where they're like back to back and like she's taking on enemies on one side, he's taking on enemies
Hmm.
on the other side, and it was just like this is like the anime
Love it.
version of oh my gosh, what's that movie? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I was like, oh,
Oh,
get
yes,
it.
they do give off that vibe. They're just like, we got to get this job done. Let's go.
Right. And she also
I
keeps
like
him
that.
in line, which I like.
Yes. Yeah, she does. She brings him down a notch when he's like all up in his head, like, "Oh, I'm
Hmm.
gonna do it." And she's like, "You better not." Love them. How about you?
Uh, I would say I would agree with those. The only couple out of Full Metal Alchemist I wouldn't add is Ed and Winry, but
Yeah,
that's only
they
because I'm
were.
selfish.
Oh, you want Ed? Is that why?
I had a crush on Ed growing up.
Oh, I don't know. I knew they would end up together, but I just never saw them as like couple goals. Like they were just kind of
Yeah,
like friends more so. Like
yeah.
it was weird to see them together. I was just like, oh, interesting.
I felt like Winry got on my nerves in the original anime because, like, she always like every time he came back, she made like such a big stink sometimes, or like I
Mhm.
think there was one particular scene where there was a girl that came up and she kind of like got in her feelings a little bit, and I was like, bro, y'all not together. You have not established a relationship. Once again, what you get mad for? And I'm having flashbacks to Kagome, but
Oh my god. Actually, can I put in a vote for worst couple ever?
sure. Who? Because I'm thinking
Girl,
who would be the worst couple ever? But if you say
you should know.
Orihime and Ichigo,
You already knew.
that's only because you
Worst
have a
couple.
strong, deep-rooted hate
No.
for Orihime.
No. It's just weird. I'm sorry. I mean, it was weird. Okay. No. No, 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 no.
I
No.
knew you were gonna say them.
Hate them. Hate it. When I found out that was the end, I was like, no. God, please no. So weird. No, I didn't
I
like it. I'm
always
sorry.
I quite honestly, I always thought it was gonna be between Rukia and Orihime, and then they did the season. Oh my
Oh my
gosh. Like later in season 1 maybe, they
god.
started showing Ichigo and Orihime together more, and I
Mhm.
was just kinda like, "Okay, I guess that's how they gonna end this."
I don't know. I also didn't. No, Rukia and Ichigo would have been. I'm sorry, better. I'm sorry, Denji would like he. They're just. They should have been childhood friends. Like, and same with Ichigo and Orihime. Like, they can stay childhood friends and just keep it at that. But couple, no. I'm sorry. God. Ugh. No, no, no. I refuse.
I don't necessarily think I have the worst anime couple that I can think of off the top of my head.
Uh huh.
I
That's
can
okay.
think of like a couple that I didn't want them to be together, and I think everybody at this like if y'all have been listening to this podcast for a while, you already know it's Inuyasha and Kagome for me, but I wouldn't put them as like I don't want them to be together. I just think Inuyasha would be better with Kikyo.
Get this girl out of here, Kagome. You're a home wrecker, just coming in.
I mean, she's not. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't call her that because she kind of, it was like a happy accident.
Happy accident. We're just hating on the same
But
people.
we are.
We just have a deep hatred for some few characters that we cannot let go of.
But I'm trying to think, are there any like characters that I was like, oh, I hate them being together, and they're
I don't
like the
think so.
main characters of their story? I
Probably
honestly
because
don't
we don't
think
hate on
so.
other characters that bad. It's just the ones that we
Um,
do are
Maybe
bad.
Sakura and Sasuke because I feel like her persistence kind of like she should have let that man go be with somebody else, but
Yeah. I mean, the thing
he
is,
don't
people
treat
were
her
saying,
right.
yeah, Sakura Naruto, but I was like, no, I can never see that because
No,
she
mm-mm.
never
She
liked
was
him
mean to
that way.
him.
Yeah.
She was kind
Yeah.
of a bully to him.
She
So
was. I mean, who wasn't?
questionable couples would probably be Sesshomaru and Rin.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's another one with the weird gap that we're not gonna talk about.
Yeah, it don't exist apparently.
That one is a weird one. Like when in the end I later found out about, I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Yashahime, the two main characters, well, there's technically three, but the two main characters is Sesshomaru and Ren's daughters, twin daughters. You would think, and that's my only complaint about that show, you would think that it should have been about Inuyasha and Kagome's daughter, but like she was like a supporting character. Like she was the main character / supporting character, because there was episodes that she wasn't really in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't understand that, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
I agree. Can't do. I mean, they just put them together.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
weird, but we're not going to question it.
Oh,
That's
no.
what happened.
No, it don't exist. Just like
OG.
Aaliyah said. Aaliyah said, age ain't nothing but a number.
I don't know about that, but okay.
It was a song
In
from the
fantasy.
90s.
In fantasy, age
There
is
we
nothing
go.
but a
There we
number.
go. Yeah. Well, it kind of is, but
I mean, we don't question it. Like in all, like if you look too deep into anime couples or even book couples, like, but we don't question that. We just enjoy the what it is. Okay.
yes, just like how I am thoroughly enjoying all these amazing anime couples, beautiful romance. Just love is just so beautiful, y'all. It really is.
It really is.
I love
And
love.
we need some more good ones, I think.
I got all the good ones. Once again, we're gonna have to get you on the romance bandwagon, okay?
Please do.
We're gonna get you on the romance bandwagon. If y'all got a list of your top anime couples, let us know so that Mikan can go and watch these shows. I've probably seen them, but so Mikan can go and watch these shows. Let us know. Also, let us know who are some couples that you didn't necessarily agree for them to be together, or that you would rather be with somebody else. And as always, be sure to follow us on our socials, Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. And we will catch you guys next week with another brand new episode. Thank you once again for joining us. We're so happy to have you. And we will catch you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.